Welcome everyone, Whiskey Cops here. Very special video. We're going to check out a $500 bottle of scotch. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so I have not opened this bottle. It is unopened. This is the Balvenie, a revelation of cask and character, aged 19 years. It says in the bottom of the story of the Balvenie's coopers and their quest to unlock the hidden potential of each cask.
Okay.
This is non-chill filtered, 47.5% alcohol. Yeah, and this is story number 9 for their special editions and whatnot.
Okay.
And to read this, their little blurb on here, it says, a desire to explore the impact of different casks on our whiskey has led Ian MacDonald on many adventures over the years. The wonders of wood providing a constant source of exploration and inspiration. This is the story of one particular whiskey's 19-year journey in European sherry oak casks, resulting in a honey-smooth expression balanced by layers of spice and ripe fruit.
That was amazing.
That sounds literally amazing. It's a very dark scotch as well.
Especially for a scotch that isn't cask strength. I know not a lot of scotches are. Honestly, for any whiskey that's only 95 proof,
Yeah.
Heat arc.
Yep.
Heat arc. That looks amazing.
Yep. And MSRP for Balvenie, or for this Balvenie, from Balvenie themselves, they say it's $500, which, to put that in perspective, this is the Calumet 18, which is a MSRP of $500 as well. So I'm very curious about it. I paid $413 for it.
Okay.
So I got a deal on it. I will say you can, for the most part though, to be honest, from what I see online, is you can order it from a lot of places for about $400 to $450.
Yep.
Plus shipping and tax. So you should be able to find it a little bit under MSRP, but we're still looking at a $400 bottle.
Yeah, so this is special occasion level whiskey. This is birth of a child. This is random Tuesday night if you're us.
Yeah, random. Yeah. Everyone's got their own special occasions.
Yeah, why not? You're in the mood for some amazing whiskey that, ideally kind of transforms you, transports you, whatever it may be.
Yep.
This is not your everyday.
Yep. And I bought this because I am a fan of Balvenie. Yeah. This is maybe my 8th or 9th Balvenie that I have. Different Balvenie, not just bottle, different Balvenie. My favorite Balvenie up to this point has been the 21-year port cask finish. Yeah. This one's not quite as old at 19 years, but I think this would be pretty awesome. Yeah, especially from a distillery that's, over 100 years old. It's going to be awesome. So go ahead and pop this bad boy. Woo! That was beautiful.
That was worth at least $50.
At least $50.
Boom.
At least $50.
And I am I'm learning about Scotch, mostly through hanging out with FC here. And from what he shared with me, Balvenie is definitely my favorite Scotch distillery. I've tried maybe a handful of them with you.
Yeah.
I think that they are the maker's mark, the Jack Daniels of Scotches, and just that it seems like everything they do is done exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever price point you're looking at, there's always a really, really strong value proposition. Now, with $500 being the price point,
we'll see.
Maybe value proposition isn't the lens through which to look at this bottle.
Yeah, this isn't the first Balvenie you should buy.
Yeah.
Not even close. You should get the port cask finish before you get this one.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if you get the port cask finish, which commands a $360 MSRP.
Not cheap either.
Not cheap either, but it's a 21-year aged product. It's a Scotch. I think it's worth that amount. I would pay that happily for it. And I do think if you try that, it'll sell you on Balvenie products.
Is this one finished in anything? Like the 21 years is finished in Portwood.
That's a great question. I don't think it is.
So it's just straight Scotch.
I think this... I don't think it is. It doesn't say about being finished. It says it spent time in European sherry oak casks.
Sherry oak.
So it might be sherry oak finish, probably.
Okay.
That's probably where they finished it. It doesn't say specifically that they finished it there, but I would guess that that's the finishing.
And that makes sense. So it's differentiated from the Portwood finish of the 21 year.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay.
Do you remember what the proof point is of the 21 year?
The 21 year, I think it's around the same. I want to say it's a bit above 45. Huh. You can tell it's a Scotch.
The spiced fruit note is one of my favorite notes in whiskey, especially when it comes to Scotch. Brown sugar molasses is probably the king, but spiced fruit, especially in Scotch, is one of my favorite, and that is one of the first things that pops out.
It's there. Yeah, you get those spices. It just smells like there's, and not in like a muddy way, but there's just a lot.
Yeah.
There's just a lot, and it's all there.
It's very concentrated.
Mm-hmm. And for me, I mean, it's in my collection. I paid for it. You get to just enjoy. I'm stressed, not really stressed is the wrong word. Honestly, even if it's not, I don't think personally, I'm just going to, if I was to guess, I don't think I would be like, wow, guys, if you see this for $500, pick it up.
Yeah.
I bet not. But it's a special edition. They're a well-known distillery. Not as well-known as maybe like Macallan or Glenfiddich, but they're a very well-known distillery. And I think they have the right to charge that for special editions. And because the people that are buying this are Balvenie fans like me.
Right.
So those are the people who are picking this up.
I oftentimes get pear and apple on scotches. It's like that, but with the spices, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing in the nose that would scream 19 years to me, but maybe that's waiting for me on the palate.
Yeah.
It is a very, very pleasant and enjoyable nosing experience. I could tell it's an elevated pour.
Yeah.
And with it just being finished in sherry wood, I would say I'm glad that it's not just a sherry bomb.
Right.
It's just nothing but sherry.
Yeah.
At that point, the price tag would make no sense.
Correct.
At this price point, I expect it to be more elegantly woven within other flavors. And so far, I have no reason to expect that won't be the case.
Yeah. And with Balvenie, I expect them to, especially with something like this, that they're advertising it the way they are, I would expect this to be so hand-selected and carefully maneuvered by them to get it to where it's at here.
Yeah. That
I would expect nothing less than just absolute pure quality.
Almost like you took, pears, apples, those harder fruits, maybe even unripe plum with a bunch of spices, and then stewed it in sweet red wine as like a base. That's kind of what I'm pulling out here.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right, man. We just gotta taste this sucker.
Oh, okay. That okay for me was the sweetness on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
That might be Scotch isn't known for being sweet. It's not like bourbon.
No.
You don't go to like, oh, I want a really sweet. Like Scotch and sweetness isn't cohesive.
Right.
And it wasn't like they just sprinkled some sugar in there to mix it in.
And what I'd say is a pleasant surprise without getting any specific tasty notes is that it tastes like it has more proof than it does to me, but in a good way.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes that can be indicative of poor craftsmanship. I think in this situation, it's very welcome.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't guess it to be barrel proof. I'd probably guess it to be low 100s, 102, 103, something like that.
And it doesn't have like a harsh alcohol burn.
Not at all.
And also for the proof point, give me that as a barrel proof. I always say that anytime on this channel we review a bourbon or a whiskey or a scotch that's not barrel proof that I like or has good flavors, I say give it to me barrel proof. Though I do trust that Balvenie probably knew this is the best way for it to be experienced for everyone. And they watered it down to this very specific point. Yeah. And so, and they know more than I do about scotch. So,
yeah.
And I've been talking for a while now. I haven't sipped in a little bit. Still flavor there, which is impressive for a non-barrel proof for that to linger that long.
Yeah.
And not a bad aftertaste.
The aftertaste stays like relatively sweet, surprisingly, because you mentioned it's not typical for it to be sweet. I get a little bit of a lychee taste to it on the back end, which I was very surprised by. Normally, something that's finished in like Gewürztraminer wine barrels might get that, because I get that off that wine. But just a little bit of lychee, which is this is only the second whiskey I've ever picked out that note from. Only second one ever. So I'm enjoying this quite a bit. It's so hard to divorce my thoughts from the price point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's tough to do.
I'm just trying to think, like, if I was given this bottle, just, what is that Whiskey Wednesday?
Yeah.
How would I feel about it?
Yeah. What I should have done is I should have not mentioned the price point, and I should have had you try it, and then you tell me, then I could have mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done. But that's okay. Yeah. And one thing I will say as well, I don't like peated Scotch.
No.
I'll say that straight up. There is a little bit of peatedness in there. Just a touch. Balvenie, they're not known for peatedness at all. Those are Islay Scotches. There's 6 different regions. Balvenie's not in Islay, one of the Islay distilleries, so they're not known for peat. They're not known for that smokiness. I'm not a big smokiness guy, but I welcome it here because it complements the other flavors so well.
Yeah. I would say that it's not offensive or intrusive. I don't like peat at all. Like, if you told me something was peated and I was expecting peated, I could probably objectively review it.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be something I would ever reach for off myself. Like, if I'm at a whiskey bar, there's probably a 0% chance I'm asking for a peated whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. But there is a little bit of that smokiness for sure.
Yep.
But I feel like it plays off of the fruit.
Yeah.
Like, as someone who likes to cook, I have a little blowtorch in my kitchen. Like, if I was to just push that over like the edge of a peach or something like that.
Yeah.
And that aroma came up. I would say I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $500 for it.
I would.
To be fully honest with you, I wouldn't pay $500.
Yeah.
You brought up the Calumet 18, right? This beautiful thing of existing in our presence that I honor to be around, I think is much closer, in my opinion, to warranting that price tag than this is. That is, of course, coming from a bourbon drinker.
Yep.
A bourbon drinker that likes barrel proof, right? So, like, if I was a lower proof type person, I'd probably lean that way towards coming closer to being more price point.
Yeah, and I think for me, I would say this as well. If you told me I can only keep one of these 2 bottles, I would choose the Calumet. Mm-hmm. Because I'm also bourbon's my thing.
Yeah.
And yes, I drink more Scotch than you do, but like Scotch for me is like I have to be in the mood for it.
Sure.
So I bet this would pop up a little bit more if I was like really in the mood for Scotch. Am I upset that I paid what I did for it? No. And the reason being, it's such this is different than anything else I have.
Yeah.
It's so unique. And I'm being a Balvenie fanboy.
Yeah.
Which I'm proud to admit. I'm happy that I can say, wow, I got this really cool bottle in my collection in the United States that a lot of people aren't going to have. And so just having that, to say that I have it, I think is pretty cool. Realistically, what is it worth? If I consider 19 years Scotch, the flavor notes, my experience with Scotch and Balvenie, I actually think that I prefer to this, the port,
the 21 year
port cask finish.
Yep.
I think I actually prefer that to this. I think this could command a $200 to $250 price tag.
Mm-hmm.
If it wanted to, reasonably so, with the quality and what you get from it. It's just not worth $500.
No.
And I think it's okay. And I'm not upset. Like, honestly, I was worried it was going to be terrible.
And I think it fits a certain niche.
Yep.
So I think like if I was to ever host like a fancy Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Like if I was just like, hey, you're invited, but you have to wear like a suit jacket and a tie. And I was going to have like a long, grand table.
Yeah.
And I was going to like hire friends to be like waiters at that. I would prefer the Balvenie to be served over the Calumet 18. I think it's more approachable for people who aren't into whiskey because of the lower proof.
Yep.
And the spicy fruit flavors remind me of the holidays. So it meets a certain mood for me where I would love to have this at like a fancy Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Over something like the Calumet 18.
Yep.
And it's not going to interfere with like your food. So if like you're pairing it with something, it's not going to blow out your palate.
Yeah.
Like you could have this with like salmon.
Yep.
If you have the Calumet 18 with salmon, you're not going to taste the salmon.
No.
This is going to completely like torch your taste buds.
Yeah.
Right?
It's going to take
It's
over.
going to hog everything.
Yeah.
I would similarly, like if you're giving it to me blind, I would probably say $150.
Okay.
If you were to explain the 19-year age statement, all that kind of stuff, I similarly would probably be around 200, 250.
Okay.
Where I'd say like, I would pay that for this.
Yep. And I think if you're a Scotch lover more than bourbon, and you're here, maybe you're on the channel here because you don't care for bourbon, but you just saw that you wanted this bottle, and you came here and you found this. And there's probably not any other reviews on the internet about this. Maybe there is, and you just found this channel because of that, and you were looking into a review of that. If you are that committed to that bottle and into Scotch, this is something different than you have on your shelf. If you only have Scotch, I'll say that. I have a lot of Scotches. I got some quite nice Scotches. This one is definitely something different than what I have. And if anything that we said, if you like heard the tasting notes that we said, how we described it, and you're like, oh my gosh, that sounds exactly what I want. I love Scotch. And you're at a point where if you're collecting Scotches, you probably are on the higher echelon of money. You probably can afford some more expensive stuff. And so maybe dropping $400 on a $500 bottle is not a big deal to you.
Yep.
Or maybe maybe every few months you get a special bottle. Maybe this is it. I think it'd be worth it for you, and I don't think you'd be disappointed just to be able to say that you have that. So, yeah. I think anything else? I think that's good. I think that sums it up. Well, there you go. If you guys enjoyed, please drop a like down below if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button up on the screen to join the Whiskey Cops channel. Make sure to turn your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos we may post. We'll see you guys in the next one.